Fuzzy prick.
Good morning.
Now that is an introduction. Thank you, Bear.
From Canada to down under.
So from the top half of the world to the ass of the world?
Hey, you said it.
Not so much technical difficulties, Tori, just we're learning new things.
We're learning about Restream, and we're trying to figure out how we can actually respond to chats in the Restream interface, and I'm trying to find the answer. Though Brian works in tech support, so you think he'd be good at it.
This is my first time in Restream, so...
You can still use highlight specific comments too, just like you could in the other.
Oh no, he can type. He can reply. It's the guests that can't. So it's either a feature that the host has to turn on. I don't know.
It could also be because mine's free.
No, because I've seen people using the free, and it was. I think you have to turn on. I don't know.
Well, I'm as turned on as I'm going to be.
Baby, you don't know how turned on you could get.
Just wait until Bear starts talking to Eberron in a positive light.
Furthermore, D&D must be destroyed.
Well, yeah, but we all know that.
You're the only person who agrees with me, by the way. Everybody else does not like my Cicero take.
I don't think it needs to be destroyed.
It definitely needs to be toppled.
Carthage, and they were wrong.
I mean, I'd like a most like actually this is one where I'm gonna take Brian's approach to books. I would like a 24 players handbook with none of the art in it. just even the good stuff. Just get rid of all of it. Give me a plain white cover. Just get rid of all the art.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything inside the settings when you set up a stream to allow chats. I don't know. I guess I'll have to reach out to Restream and find out and get an answer from them, which I will do right now. Sorry, I apologize for distracting us with stuff.
Hey, this is Talkin Drek.
Your face is Drek.
Thank you. At least that's a step up from a Malfoy. That was hilarious on your stream this morning, by the way.
What?
My departure and everyone but you not realizing that was me leaving.
Yeah, you stole it from this guy.
And
just for the record, for both of you, it's like 12-year-old humor. Just so we're clear.
Well, listen, I stole it from that guy.
Furthermore, I'd like to say something important. Slam. I'm so clever.
I stole it from him. I mean, that's how he ends all of these streams. It's the exact same way that he begins it. And I'm just like, oh, this is fitting. I'll just do it that way.
Well, okay. Well, you're both idiots. How about that then?
It's a hat I wear with honor.
It's so good you found each other. Now we can make that remake of Dumb and Dumber we've always wanted to do.
And it would be so fucking funny.
Okay. As a guest in Restream, you have access to two types of chat, private chat and incoming chat. The private chat is located at the bottom of your screen. La, 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 la. On the right-hand side of the studio, you can see the incoming chat, which displays messages from the audience. Yes, we get that. However, guests typically don't have the ability to respond directly to the live chat visible to viewers. This feature is usually reserved for a host who can manage and interact with the audience chat. If you're experiencing issues with the chat functionality, it's best to communicate with the host as they have more control over the studio session and can assist with it. Okay. That still doesn't... I'm going to talk to a person so I can now tell someone, well, it's stupid. Why am I paying for this? That would be a fun conversation to type out.
Brian, it doesn't count when you have YouTube open in a separate window.
Oh.
Yeah, Brian, you're not clever.
Actually, that reminds me, I should open that up. Get Seraphis some watch time.
Oh yeah, let's be nice to Sarah.
I didn't say I was going to be nice. I just said to get him some watch time.
Shush, shush, shush.
So, anyhow, so Brian, besides just your snarky comments, what did you think of the show on Wednesday?
Oh, it was good. I learned quite a bit. It was a good jog down memory lane. There's a lot of that stuff that I had read years upon years ago, and it was fun to revisit.
Okay. Was there anything we did that you didn't like?
No. I mean, no. I mean, it was entertaining enough. I mean, I had it on while I was fixing dinner, and so I mean, I was subjecting the rest of the family to it. But
I know this guy and I know this guy. I don't know why I know them.
yeah,
Not saying it's one of my proudest choices, but I know them.
But yeah, I mean, it was engaging. I liked it.
Okay, good. Yeah, I am, relentlessly begging for feedback on stuff. It is so hard to get feedback.
Would you like some?
Is it going to be anything besides D&D and Eberron suck? Or have Bear on?
Wow. Damn. Carry on. Well, I can barely see that one's face, but yeah, the other three, the three of us, I don't know, Galaxy Fox Night Sky, you need to get glasses if you think we're handsome. Just saying. Might want to get your eyes looked at. Oh, that's much better. It's like I'm going through the tunnel and there to the light, and I'm like, go back.
Well, I mean, I've heard complaints that it's too dark in my area, so is that too much?
That's,
I think
that's a little much.
You're a printer and a YouTuber really does show how you missed your calling in life. You would have made an
sit-down comedian,
annoying 80s prop comic. I'm just saying.
He can be a 2020s prop comic. There's nothing stopping him.
Prop comics in the 2020s, and you know it.
He could bring it back.
Ooh,
so I'd be perfect in Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber is exactly the name of the sequel that we need to make. Dumb and Dumber. I'm now chatting live with a Restream guy about this feature. I can't wait to see what his answer is. I started with, so as you can imagine, a bunch of us have come over from StreamYard to Restream. But we're all noticing this thing.
Maybe they'll change it just for us.
No, but if enough people ask, they will.
Yeah.
That's
no. I mean, it's a good feature, and it was a feature that I really did like. I think the number one key feature that I liked about StreamYard was exactly what Seraphis just did there, is being able to highlight somebody's comment. Now, what I really like about Restream is being able to show on screen the entire chat.
I like the
scroll.
wobbly backgrounds.
You could do that on StreamYard.
I don't know. Thank you for trying out Restream. Currently, guests cannot participate in the chat directly from the studio. As a workaround, I recommend they comment from their social media accounts by opening the stream in another browser, and then they can watch and interact with the comments on their social media platforms. Is there any particular reason you need the guest to write in the chat from the studio? Well, my answer is not going to be fun for him. Yes, I am not a dictator. I believe.
When somebody asks one of the panelists a specific question, I feel that they have a right to respond. Even if we're in the middle of talking, they can at least respond via a message.
Hang on. when they have.
Well, and actually, this kind of goes to my comment about Seraphis as a nice stream, in that, like I said, I've basically been begging for feedback, because I want it to be good. I want to be able to get better. Heck, I was asking Seraphis for feedback and basically having to pull teeth to get it out of him too. So
I just said your co-host sucks. So
that's fair, but I work with the tools that I have.
He sucks
So feedback, feedback for you, Brian. Content elements aside, that is always going to be a hit or miss. There's always going to be people that are yeah, this is awesome, I love the content. There's always going to be people like, don't care about that content.
Right.
Content elements aside, the only thing that I could suggest that I'd like to see would be, and you did kind of actually talk about it a little bit in the stream, is a little more connection to the folks in the chat. So responding to some of the questions that come up, and you did respond to some of them. That would be the only bit of feedback that I'd give, is just to have a little more interaction with the audience.
Right, and actually, that is one thing that I meant that I
right, and you specifically stated that, because it was like, hey guys, this is a new format. I'm checking it, as best I can, but we're also talking. It's a thing.
No, let me finish my point, Brian. I actually brought that up to Seraphis the next day, literally saying, hey, do make sure when it's my segment and I'm reading through, make sure you're following the chat. And so I don't necessarily want to set it up where he's like an actual quote unquote channel owner, so that he can do stuff within StreamYard. But that would also let him mark comments and things like that. But at least, pay attention to the comments that you think are important, so that we can bring those up and highlight those, at a natural break point. I did say it would be a little harder for me, since I'm the one driving the PDF. But yeah, no, we did actually talk about that, because I felt that was lacking a little bit. But I am glad to hear that. Yes,
okay, I get you. I will add this as feedback to our team and let you know of any updates. I have used that exact line on customers before.
So here's one thing that I'm noticing. If y'all see, take a look at what Seraphis just typed out, and notice that the word sentiment, at least on my screen, is truncated off the edge.
Yeah. Now, do you have this super zoom text because you're an old man like me? So in your settings of your browser and your system settings, you increase text size to read easier?
No, I think mine is set to 100%.
There you go. Very weird.
Just doesn't like my Australian words.
So I'm not going to give you any feedback, Brian, because honestly, any feedback I give you would be perceived as mockery or bitterness or anger, which it's not. So I'm just going to let it go and just say that y'all will get better as you keep going, and we're going to miss you on the Four Color Cafe when it comes back. But now it's coming back just to spite you.
You did go live for the exact same amount of time while Seraphis and I were streaming.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I spite you? Oh. I'm so sorry, bitch. You know what would have saved you that and would have brought 2,000 potential viewers to your stream? Not ostracizing me and leaving me out of it. Just crazy ideas.
Oh my God,
it's not like I reached out to you and said, hey, you're really cool. I'd love to have you on my show once in a while, and we could be friends. And then we spent a year building this really awesome show. And then I had a dark summer. So I decided to take Wednesdays off so I would process all my dark shit and my mental health. And you decided to create a new show on that same night, just as I'm saying I'm coming back. But Sarah and I have been talking about it for months in private where no one could see, so I don't believe you. You're just a mean, vindictive Arizona Mormon.
I am. It's how I roll. The fact that night or that particular time is when Seraphis's kids are in daycare, would have nothing to do with the decision.
Must everything revolve around Australia? It's not a real place.
It's not a real place.
It's just a great big joke Indonesia and New Zealand are playing on the rest of the world.
I thought it was Argentina.
Argentina's a real place. I love them.
No,
They have beautiful.
No, I was under the impression that the joke was that we're all just Argentinians. Or Argentinians.
Argentines.
Did Brian
Argentines.
say this? Argentines. Did Brian say this by any chance?
Argentinas?
Argentines. You can do it. Come on. I know English is difficult for Aussies, but you can try getting your brains around some vowels. Here's a free one for you.
Kapla?
The A sound, the A in letters never sounds like I. Just in case we're clear, I know it's a really hard one in Australia, but it never sounds like I. There's no little diphthong you can put over the top of it that makes it sound like an I, Sarah.
Well, but then you could have an I in team.
Does that mean it's veggie meat?
No. Time. Because they'd have to put that A sound into an I, right?
Would that be team then?
Huh?
What's the team where you are?
Yeah, you're cute. Mine. If you say mine. I don't know why MITE is spelled MATE down under. It's something to do with the Coriolis effect, I'm sure. Isn't Australia full of European prisoners? Yeah. Irish specifically, by the way. Flights to Australia are secretly routed to Toronto soundstage, and we put all access to fool people. And there's Toronto sounding off like they're the most important place in the world.
Look, we gotta get those starving actors jobs somehow.
Oh, because they refuse to move to Vancouver.
Right.
Now I'm just taking advantage of your Talkin Drek format here. Don't judge me.
This was Seraphus's idea.
Mainly because I wanted to just, see what happens when I let these two, go unfiltered.
Which two? Me and Brian or me and Brian?
That
or
one.
Brian and Brian.
That one. Yeah, the Brian.
Oh, so your little Brian fetish is working out for you, is it?
It's doing it for me.
Okay, Brian, I choose you.
Unfiltered?
Also, Brian, I choose you.
I'm like no more filtered than I ever am.
Yeah, no, that was underwhelming.
Yeah.
I was hoping that secretly, you were just full of C's that wanted to come out.
No.
He was hoping that you were just going to turn on the camera and just be like, cunt, 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 cunt.
I'm not quote unquote Australian. I mean, no one else is either, but still.
I mean, what time zone is Australia in?
That depends. Where are you?
Multiple time zones, eh? Because they're all fucking playing a role. They live in other countries. We know.
No, he's on some weird 30-minute time zone. Who does that? No one does that. Not
Tokyo
real
does that.
places, anyways.
Tokyo.
Again, not real places.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure World War II was a real thing. You can't deny that you bombed them.
I didn't say Japan wasn't a real place. I just denied Tokyo.
So, are you saying Tokyo as the name, or Oedo, or we're going to go to Kyoto? Where do you want to go with the name?
I don't know. Istanbul was once Constantinople.
Nobody asked the Turks. Now it's Istanbul, not Constantinople. Yeah, it's Istanbul, not Constantinople. Exactly.
Oh, Bear, don't sing too much. You might demonetize me.
You're not monetized. You have 8 subscribers. What are you talking about?
I will admit, this is much more of talking Drek than it has been in the first 8 episodes.
Wow, that was some Drek. You just talked some straight Drek to him. Wow. I always worry when Brian is being so quiet that he's just saving up for some massive burn that he's going to just unleash on one of us at some point in time. We're going to say, boom! It's like,
Probably me.
Oh,
Nope, I'm just sitting back, watching, observing, having fun, entertaining myself.
Taking notes for blackmail purposes.
No. He's entertaining himself. That's why we can't see if he's wearing pants or not.
I'm
I
not
don't
wearing
wanna know.
pants.
No.
I'm wearing shorts because I couldn't be arsed to put on long pants today.
I mean, you don't see this kind of action. You don't see this happening. So
Well, that's because, sweetie, when it's same effect as
that's a good point. Valid point.
just saying.
I'll just keep my hands up like this then.
Also, as a public service announcement to all the men out there, we're the only ones who care about size. Women do not give a fuck. They understand how their bodies work.
Sax, because there's a time delay, you're about to find out that it's even worse than that.
Why isn't Sax here with us?
No.
Let's talk about Sax, baby. Let's talk about you.
Yeah,
No?
and Sax, it like you've tuned into talking Drek. Like you should expect pretty much whatever.
Wait, putting on the Ritz is in public domain now?
No,
I mean, it wasn't already.
Put on the Ritz! All right, that's the long and short of what I know of Young Frankenstein. So there we go. My God, it's full of idiots. Yes, that's what everyone says when they watch this panel. They just go, wow, that's 4 dumb guys with beards. Well, 3 dumb guys with beards and 1 really, really old Malfoy.
I was going to say, and Lucius Malfoy.
No. What was the young one's name? The boy in the
Draco.
story. Yeah, this is Draco all grown up. This is Draco when he looks back at the yearbook and he's like, "Oh, I used to be someone."
It's all right, you still are.
No, I don't have any house elves. That's unfortunate.
You don't have any house elves? I thought you had 2 of them. Oh no, that's right. Those are your crotch goblins.
See, now you're catching on.
Which in North America you can get a shot for that, and it'll clear those crotch goblins right up.
Yeah, that's because
If
in
you're
North
afraid,
America you
you
can
don't-
just go buy a gun. We all know how the shots work.
That's not what I meant, and I would like to state for the purposes of YouTube that I was not at all endorsing the idea of murder.
Well, I would like to just let everyone know I would be happy to murder the former Prime Minister of Australia.
I mean,
If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits? Oh, come on, man. What do you have? Nah, you suck, all of you. You're the
I don't
worst.
sing.
Yes, you do. Kim just beats you for it with a pot in a pan.
That's fair.
No,
What
the
are you
stream's still
painting,
going.
aka writing, aka cleaning up the flash on, Brian? Because you're staring down at your desk intently.
No, I'm staring at the camera.
Not you.
No, it was talking to me. No, I'm actually just
Other
playing
Brian.
I'm
Lesser
playing
Brian.
Tetris because I'm trying to stay awake.
So the guy with ADHD is playing a video game while trying to be on a panel show. Wow.
And have I not been participating this whole time?
Well, you didn't sing "Putting on the Ritz" when the moment was there, and that broke my heart.
I said I
But now
don't
know I
sing.
can't take you to karaoke.
I wouldn't go to karaoke. At least not
Well,
to participate.
Is it against the church to go to karaoke? Are you not allowed
No.
to sing, Brian?
No, I'm
Is your
just
town
bad
like
at
Footloose
it.
Town? There's no dancing. What's going on over there, Brian?
Again, I'm just bad at it.
I just keep punctuating the word Brian so that Game Masters gets that inner twitch going. You know, every time he hears his name.
Okay, I'm going to Google search something because I don't want to technically ask it on stream because I feel like that's a slippery slope
You
to.
literally just said you'd
Well, you
like
got
to
private
kill
chat.
the former Prime Minister of Australia on stream, but you don't want to ask a tetchy question.
Ask
Yeah,
the edgy
'cause
question in private chat.
it's about Mormons.
Oh,
being
they are,
respectful.
they are from Mars.
And Catholics are from Venus. No, just kidding.
No, they're from hell.
Oh, come on. That was
Did you say Catholics are from penis?
the Venus.
No, Catholics enjoy the penis, is what he said. You got to hear all the words he says.
No.
Sorry, man. You, at a certain age,
That's right.
you
It's
stop hearing
Blaspheme
things.
Sunday
Right?
here on Saro's channel.
And Seraphis, ask the question. I don't care.
Dude,
as
I
long
do
as
them all the time.
as long as you're not like trying to be rude, which after all this time, I don't think you are. You're probably just curious. It's fine.
Unless the
I'm
question
happy
was,
to
do
answer.
Mormons eat babies? That would be rude, and the answer
Only
is
on
yes.
Tuesdays. They're kind of tasty.
Tuesday's a baby eating day down at the temple.
Okay, so unfortunately, the Google search proved to be not helpful. So heterosexual anal sex. What's the Mormon stance on that?
Yeah, that might have been a good offline question. So, what do Mormons think about the ass fucking there, Brian?
I don't have an answer for that one.
Because
Are you allowed to? Is it frowned upon?
I don't. Let's just say it's never come up. So, from a church standpoint, I'm going to say what you and your one wife do, like, it's probably fine. And we've
Thank
scared.
you. I'm off now. Says
And we scared Saxius off.
What do you mean we?
That's fair. That's fair. It was that guy.
look,
Vegas
occasionally,
here's Malfoy over here.
occasionally weird shit pops into my head. I'm like, I wonder if there's
Occasionally?
I mean,
Okay.
like,
every
we're all
5
over
minutes or
here.
so.
We're all over here like, hey, let's get Seraphis some watch time so that, you know, when he's ready to get monetized, then he's got his watch time down. You know. So we're all doing what we can, and then Seraphis is like, I'm gonna ask stuff that's gonna make YouTube be like, nope, we're never,
Yep,
nope,
exactly.
this guy gets nothing.
Here we are working to monetize him. First day's monetized, demonetized.
Yeah, right. We actually
Sarah wins the
reviewed
award
your
for fastest
content.
demonetization in the history of YouTube. Hey, cunts, I've been monetized. Ah, well.
My first talking Drek stream, if that ever happens, is going to be, so how quickly can I anal rape the corpse of the former Prime Minister?
Jesus Christ.
Why am I on here again?
No. The real question is, why did you
That's the
agree
worst
to come
part.
on here? Because
Yeah, Bear, you asked to be on here.
I know. Yeah, look at Tori. You're traumatizing poor Tori, man. You can't spell demonetized without demon. Sarah, I believe in the immortal words of Christopher, get thee hands to endless night. It's just in Australia, full of demons.
have you met Seraphis?
Now you're starting to understand.
He's rather
I'm actually going to
pale.
run on a limb and say I haven't met one single Australian in my life who doesn't do shit like this all the time.
Okay.
They're like the 12-year-olds of the barely speaking English world.
Of the barely speaking.
It's all the Vegemite we eat. When you grow up eating concentrated beer extract, it, changes you.
Yeah, not being 6 feet from the sun and having your brains baked. That didn't do shit. It was just the Vegemite was the problem.
Like,
Yeah, of course.
Actually, Vegemite is another great example of my theory that every single food product started as a dare. You know, like milk. decided that it's like, cow, milk?
Well, see, now just to ruin that joke the way you like to ruin jokes, Brian, basically what happened was the guy watched the calf go, went, oh, that clearly is sustenance. Let me see if I like it. It's good. That's what happened, Brian.
Well, no. Okay.
See what that feels like? See what that feels like when you make a joke and then some fucking straight man comes and explains the joke and ruins it? That's you.
Because that doesn't explain the joke, because all he would have had to do, let's be honest, humans drinking milk wasn't anything new. It was drinking it from the cow. Again, my theory is just that somebody's like, I'll give you $1 if you drink it.
Yeah, there wasn't money in the world.
Whatever it was. I'll give you 2 radishes whatever
Language
it is.
Probably didn't exist at the time, so it was a lot of grunting and pointing.
Whatever. My point is,
sucks when someone just spits all over your jokes, huh, Brian?
Whatever means of communication, it was like any food product was started on a dare. Australia.
Sorry.
Here's this leftover beer.
Brian does this to me all the fucking time. I make a perfectly decent joke, and then he overanalyzes the joke into oblivion, sucking every ounce of comedy out of it like some weird fucking comedy vampire.
I mean, I'm doing my best to turn them into fellow Cenobites, but, it can only work so fast. Cenobites.
Cenobite. I ordered Cinnabites, sir, not Cenobites. I would like my suffering not to be legendary anywhere, but especially not in hell.
That's okay. You're not going to hell. It's called Australia.
It's called Australia. It's more or less the same thing.
It sucks, Galaxy, being dyslexic. Trust me. I feel you.
I say we've roped away from the Mormon stance on anal and raping necrophilia.
We were in the clear. The chat was happy with us.
We were in the clear, and you just had to take us right back.
Yeah, well, exactly. Aussie croc. Like we're almost out of the water. Nah, come back.
Well, yeah, don't you know all the beaches around Australia have riptides?
They're called Australians, sir. Please don't be racist.
Please don't.
Oh, this is fun.
Until we get booted off of YouTube.
We? What's this we, mammal?
Yeah, seriously. We're all going to lose our channels by association with this prick.
We know where you were. Damn it.
Aw, come on, YouTube. I had ad block on. That's the new drama, isn't it? If there's
actually, it is kind of.
Humans will try eating it. Those are called the French, by the way, Sean. Eddie Gervais said, the French love animals. They've eaten all of them after all.
Oh, but that is kind of the crazy thing. Like Max Liao on the first deep dive that Seraphis and I did, he watched it and he's like, "Oh my gosh, there were so many ads." If you go into the YouTube studio, onto one of the videos, and look at the monetization tab, like you can literally, or no, not the monetization, the editor tab. You can see where they've put ads, and they are everywhere. It's ridiculous at this point.
On when you do your live streams?
Like any video.
Wait, so what am I doing?
Well, you won't see it because you're not monetized.
Oh, okay.
But Brian can see it. So like just pick any video, just hit edit, and then hit the editor section. And then down on the little video thing. I mean, you can get to the same screen, you just won't see the monetization one. But then that top row with the dollar sign and the little pencil, but like that, like every single one of those marks is where they've inserted an ad.
Some of them I do manually. Some stuff I just let YouTube figure it out.
I've never done a mid-roll ad manually.
It's more just me trying to experiment with it and see.
I think I can remove some of them.
My baby boy. What's the kicking?
Oh my god!
Anyhow,
I've got 66
regardless.
subscribers.
They're
Who
putting
the
in
hell
a
is
lot of...
watching me?
My cat closed its eyes. It's not even watching you.
Well, at least Galaxy Fox, TN Tori, Mage's Musings.
What's
Hey,
wrong
if you're
with
here in
these
the
people?
chat, say hi. If you're watching, say hi in the chat so we know who you are, because you clearly need help.
I offer Australian mental health care. It's free.
Yeah, it's a can of Vegemite and I don't know, like a beer. Oh, look, the Brian share brain.
Should I go back to Red Brian and Blue Brian?
Well, they're not wearing red and blue, so no.
Yeah, but the backgrounds.
My background's kind of blue, like.
Yeah.
Right
Hang on, Tori.
here.
Tori, I got better. You ready, Tori? Other cat. Look at the size of that thing.
That is kind of funny that like you move the camera up and you decides I need to get up and move around and show everyone. Model for the camera.
He has his moments. He is very pretty, so that works out for him.
I think the word is prissy.
He is also extremely prissy. Take care. Enjoy whatever you're doing for the rest of your day. Galaxy for Night Sky. Oh, sorry. Galaxy Fox Night Sky. See? Dyslexic. What? You just jumped down. What do you want now? That's right.
But yeah, I definitely agree. If Restream really wants to capture all the customer base from StreamYard, they've definitely got to get the chat participation fixed.
Yeah, I agree.
I need to stop being lazy and work out how to do the Prism thing for these kind of chats so I don't need to use anything.
The Prism chat?
It's like OBS.
Why not just use OBS?
Prism has a bit of features and layout that I find more appealing, so...
What I don't like about okay, come here, you fucking douche. What do you want?
Well, but then if you're going to invite guests, don't you still need to have... Don't you still need to have like
Discord
or something else to
sound it out, Brian?
Pull other people in?
Yeah, and I can use Discord.
Discord has a bad feedback loop. If everybody's not on headsets, you're going to get echo. That's what I fucking hate about Discord. I would use Discord for more audio chat if it wasn't for that.
Okay.
What extra stuff do we have to have guests?
Well, that's what we meant, like Discord or something like that. I think that's what she's trying to say.
No, maybe there's something we don't know about, Brian. Maybe you don't know everything in the world, Brian. And maybe Tori has some knowledge that she could drop on you, sir.
Maybe the young one can inform us.
Young ones inform us? Really? Come on.
Women
you're old.
have
You're
thoughts? What? Your Mormon showing. I swear to God, my jokes against Mormons are going to eventually be on a list. I swear.
With the NSA.
You can use something like Ninja to get
URLs for the video for Boss.
I think she meant OBS.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. What is Ninja for OBS? Let's find out.
Oh, and speaking of getting on a list because of the Mormons,
you're already there.
Well, hold on. The NSA facility that records all cell phone traffic is in Utah. Literally less than a mile from my friend's house.
How
So
does this
don't
work?
say anything sus for him.
Hey, I'm going to share a screen with you, and then we're
Mhm.
going to have a conversation about what the fuck is wrong with modern web design.
Was it my
It's all
website?
it's all
Look at
WordPress.
this. Like, can I just have a menu for fuck's sake? Why does everything have to be an interactive graphic now? I don't get this. Create a room. Okay. Add your camera. Oh, now it wants to add my camera. Okay. No, you can't have my camera. Remote. Jesus, fuck off with all your pop-ups.
Yeah, see, I'm like
I'm already not interested in using their product because their web page is stupid. Fuck them.
and Tori, that's too many steps for my brain. That's no. There's way too much going on there.
That was really obnoxiously, annoyingly designed.
That's okay. I hate when you actually like get used to how something is working, and then the designers decide, nope, we're gonna change this because it's better, and then like it's not better, and they took like 8 of the features you liked away.
I have an iPhone. Every fucking year, they change shit just to justify their jobs. iOS 5 was perfect. Everyone liked it. And then they redesigned it the next year, changed the entire look, and everyone's like, why are you doing this every fucking year? Because some asshole in Cupertino has to basically prove his salary to the company.
But
So
you
they've
keep getting it.
convinced them.
And
What?
that justifies it. You keep getting the iPhone, and that justifies it.
Android was just an equally big piece of shit, by the way, in case you're wondering. Androids are garbage too. All smartphones are garbage.
All smartphones are garbage.
I just said that.
Yeah, but
I'm
I'm
agreeing with you.
at least with iPhone, you don't have green text messages.
Oh my god. At least with iPhone, I don't have to fucking do anything. That's the point. It just does things for me. It's so okay. Someone once referred this. This applies to Android and iOS, but it actually used to be Mac versus PC, and they basically said the difference between Mac and PC is like the difference between Catholics and Protestants, right? In Mac, it's Catholic. You walk in, all the icons are there. You know what you have to do. There's a little routine you go through, and you get what you want because that was all laid out nicely for you. PCs, Androids being like Protestantism, you get out of them what you put into them. It was that straightforward. So sadly, when it comes to my smartphones, after spending 5 years on Samsung, I went back to iPhone because I prefer not to have to work to use my phone. Tori, you also needlepoint. You are not exactly too far from the Neo-Luddite stage at this point. Come on now. Well, since you're all staring at your phones and Brian's doing his creepy thing, I'm just going to go watch porn while we're writing.
No, I was trying to figure out what you're going on about with the green text messages with Android.
In iMessage, when you send a message to someone on an iPhone, the message is blue. When you send a message to someone on a Galaxy, the message is green. He misspoke. He meant at least on Android, you don't have to have the green messaging. On iPhone, you do.
That's true. And on iPhone, anytime you get a text message from somebody on a non-iPhone device, it'll show up as green. So
it's green apples.
I don't think we get
that's
that.
true anymore. Because I'm just going through my contacts of people I know who. Oh yeah, no, that's true. Yeah. So there's my buddy who doesn't have an iPhone, so that's green. And then Well, we're not going to look at that. Someone with the iOS has blue.
Which I will admit, iMessage is kind of nice because sometimes I'll be able to read, like if it comes from an iPhone device, I'll actually be able to see it on my iPad and respond to it.
I can get it on my Mac. Yeah.
But the text messages don't do that.
What are you doing?
No.
Don't walk in here casual like you're not doing anything wrong.
I don't think it's like that
You
in
know you were
Australia.
doing wrong things. You know you were being a bad boy. Yes, you do.
Oh.
Why do I love this cat so much?
Because it fills a hole in your life.
Do you fill a hole in my life or do you cause holes? He causes holes.
Maybe both.
In all my chairs and all my T-shirts and any garbage bags I haven't taken to the curb yet. I'm covered. The entire apartment is covered in cat hair constantly. I literally had to dig out the tub drain so water could drain, and I pulled out a massive cat hair ball from it. That's how much these animals shed.
And Kim wonders why I don't want an inside cat.
I text people all the time on my tablet. That's not really unique to Apple. Does your tablet have 3G or is it a Wi-Fi tablet? That'd be my question. Sarah, what would you like us to talk about on your show?
Yeah, this is your show, buddy.
No, I can't bring that one up.
No, you can't. Whatever that was, you were correct. No, you can't.
I already brought up one awkward topic. Here, Brian, your turn to suggest.
By the way, Brian, what did we learn from that? Next time Sarah says, "Nah, that's better," I should ask that question offline. Trust that he knows what he's talking about.
Well, no, he said it would be better to Google search it.
Is that what he said?
Something to that effect.
No, I said
get yourself on a list.
Considering what Grim used to Google anything that popped into her head on my computer,
your search history is forever screwed.
Oh yes, absolutely. And because of the stuff that I look up for certain things, I usually have to have safe search off anyway. So yeah.
Well, we learned something new about Seraphis.
Game Masters is? I said, did the sun just come up where Brian is? Because now we can see him. Ah, you sneaky prick.
Someone had a white web page open.
Ask him how he feels about BioWare. Who is him?
Me.
All right, how do you feel about BioWare?
They can suck a dick.
Hey, there it is. Would you like to do something horrible to their corpse as well?
No, they're not worth the effort.
They're not worth a war crime?
Wow, show me on the bobblehead where BioWare touched you. What's your hatred for BioWare about?
So, you know that RPG book you had that you're going to send to Tori, Dragon Age?
Yeah.
So they're rewriting the lore of that game.
To do what?
Oh, to make it cute and fuzzy and rewriting how species work and making googly eyes darkspawn now. They're big and googly eyed now. They just want big hugs. And they've got big funny smiles.
So they're introducing tieflings into the game.
No, that would be slightly more amusing.
So rewriting the history and lore, kind of like what happened with God of War.
The
video game God of War.
God of War.
I've never played God of War.
What happened?
Yeah. The original set, you played as this character, and his backstory is that his family, daughter, wife, was killed, and that's what sent him on a warring path. And in the remake of it, his son is alive and travels with him, and they both go to town killing things. Just a rewrite of the lore. Really confusing.
Tori?
And wasn't it a sequel instead of a remake?
Something like that. Yeah, I still haven't quite figured out what the storyline is. Fun game, but it just the storyline I can't figure it out.
Tori, all I can say is, I know you don't want to, but just look up the latest trailer. Okay? Yeah,
I'm gonna
you'll
do it.
see. It's. It looks like it should have been in Kingdom Hearts.
Hold on. So you're saying it looks like the 2024 D&D Player's Handbook?
Talking about Veilguard, Dragon Age Veilguard?
Yeah, that's the one.
Official gameplay trailer? No.
I don't know how many.
Dragon Age Absolution official Netflix trailer? Why is it the minute anything animated goes to Netflix, I know it's going to be like just garbage?
It is. That also fucked with the law in a way.
Mature 17, blood, nudity, sexual themes, strong language, and violence is the rating on your new Dragon Age game.
Bullshit.
That's what it says.
I mean, does it not have those things?
Looks pretty dark to me. I don't see any googly eyes. Tentacles. Horror. Still no googly eyes. Dragon looks vicious.
Don't tell me they removed the trailer because of the.
There's that dwarf I can't stand.
Oh, Varric.
Big dragon. Creepy, otherworldly looking place. I think you had a bad Vegemite sandwich, went to sleep, and had a horrible dream, dude. And woke up thinking it was a trailer. Yeah, not seeing any googly-eyed darkspawn.
Well, I watched something. Unfortunately, I've got red bars on all of the trailers, so I can't find which one. Oh. Doesn't fucking matter.
Okay, this is actually kind of funny. The college student who cheats using ChatGPT on homework that the professor generated on ChatGPT.
Yeah, the moment you try to go to ChatGPT, but you end up instinctively going to ChatterBait instead.
Yeah. Oh, you try going to ChatGPT, but you wind up on X videos. What the fuck? I clearly didn't. Oh, apparently I did. Never mind. I wanted more. Thank you.
Wow, this AI generation, video generation's gotten real good.
And raunchy. Yeah, sorry, man. I just sat through that trailer. I didn't see one single googly eye.
Well, I'll try and figure out what I was watching because, Australian internet sucks. So
could it have been a video called Dragon Age? It's better with googly eyes. Is that a possibility? And no, I don't know how to feel about the Griffin. Why? Because it has big blue eyes.
Oh,
Now,
apparently,
to be fair, I I hate Varric because of the comics. Go ahead.
I was going to say, also apparently male dragons might have wings now as well.
As opposed to they didn't before?
No. Male dragons
Okay.
didn't have wings.
Okay. Well, it's nice to see some equity for the dragons, I guess.
I'm not going to make the joke.
Yeah, you are.
How much more demonetized could I get?
That's fair.
He literally said he wanted to sodomize the corpse of the former Prime Minister of Australia.
That's true. I'm not going to beat that. I was just going to say...
What could you say?
You know, maybe the dragons with wings are just now identifying as male.
Ooh, well played, Mormon boy. That's, by the way, the superhero you are in my mind, Mormon boy. The power of Latter-day Saints.
The funny thing is, I would actually not be surprised at all if that was the reason why.
That reminds me, I need to check because daylight savings is coming up soon for us. Which means this is going to be at a completely different time. Next, oh god damn it!
It's the same time for you, but let me guess, it's next weekend.
It's next weekend.
Is it for you guys? It's next weekend. When is it for us?
At some point in
It's
October.
I think it's the end of October. I just wish they'd get rid of it.
November 3rd, we do it.
Yeah, they bumped it up for us because yeah, it'll save more energy and save the planet if we change it even earlier. Which is
okay. No one can explain the value of daylight savings time anymore. No one can explain it.
I know.
There's no singular argument made by anybody who is pro daylight savings time that sounds any more rational than a flat earther talking at this point. Okay.
No, I agree. I'm just saying that's the reasoning, and then they're also trying to make it so, at least here in the U.S., so that it's year-long daylight savings time.
Yeah,
so
which is the stupid move.
Right. If you're going to do that, just turn it off.
Turn it off and let everything go back to standard time, where we sync up climes with many other places that don't do this stupidity anymore. Like, say, Colombia.
Or
half
Arizona.
the year, my friends in Colombia are an hour behind me. Half the time, we're at the same exact time. It's stupid.
Or Arizona.
No, Arizona's not a real place. It's like Australia.
No, it's real.
It's a bunch of people in Nevada just making up some bullshit. And the other friends in Utah went, sounds good, let's do that.
I mean, I think it's real.
Wow. What a cutting argument. I concede the floor, sir. The point is yours.
Thanks. I knew that would win.
I think it's real. Well, then that's all I needed to hear. You should be on one of the shows with Raven and I when I'm debunking her woo-woo shit, and you can just throw that argument out and just end the whole debate. Just you, Mage's Musings. Just you, baby. I need to sync up my Colombiana habit. That's my problem.
Never change, Mage. So
no, do change because you get stinky after a while.
Okay, so I got a good topic to bring up.
Wow, I made Seraphis giggle. Oh. All right, what's the topic, buddy?
American politics.
Uh-huh.
How come you have like a shit option and a really shit option?
I've watched enough Australian government ads on YouTube to know that you have multiple shit options.
I know,
I believe,
but we
I
have
believe the term
multiple.
you guys
shit
use is shit fuckery.
Yes.
Oh yeah, what was that? There's literally like some YouTube channel that like is literally just making fun of the Australian government.
Yeah, it's called Australian government ads. They had to spell
Yep.
Australian with an E because the Australian government was going to sue them for pretending to be the Australian government.
Even though the logo had security cameras on the heads of the emu and kangaroo, and the crest was an alien head.
Yeah.
But you know, you could mistake it.
But that added up to the exact amount of savings of fuck all. Like that's the gags they use. They're pretty good actually, except when you actually pay attention, they're super socialist lefties, the people that make it. Juice Media. They're like hyper socialists. Hi Kim.
But yeah, as far as like why we have those options, I will just say because politics sucks in general. Regardless of where you are.
Yeah, but if you've got more options, then you've got more options for something shit to come in, and then give the other ones time to cycle so that people go, oh, maybe they weren't too bad, vote them in, and then go, oh, wait, no, they were shit.
Because it's never your guy that sucks. No, it's like no, seriously. They will do surveys. Like what do you like the approval rating for Congress in the US is like 19% or something. Okay? But most of Congress gets reelected every 2 years. Well, my guy's pretty good. Okay, but you think Congress sucks. So everybody thinks their guy is pretty good. So like that's what I said, because politics everywhere sucks. That's why we need smaller government. I you know, pipe dream, I would like Trump to win so that he can hire Elon Musk to head the Department of Government Efficiency. Which
I'm putting together the Avengers in this. Great idea. I thought of it. Avengers. It's going to be great. Elon Musk, Vivek, I can't say his name, and Tulsi Gabbard. She's hot. She's got that weird white thing, but she's hot.
Well, look, but think about it, the Department of Government Efficiency.
I like putting words together that don't mean things.
No,
and
no, it means something. DOGE.
Dogecoin.
Yeah. which Elon is a big fan of, so that would be great in and of itself. But also, like, that's the other thing. Everybody thought Elon bought Twitter and started firing everyone. Everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, it's gonna fall apart. It's gonna stop working," and it's still there, and it's added lots of new features. You know, with 20% of the staff. I would love to see that in government.
That wasn't nearly as entertaining as I was hoping for.
That's because you have me here, and I'm going to ruin the joke.
You got the Republican down in the corner, you got the Canadian up in the corner, and you've got, I'm going to see how long I can stare at a camera and not say anything for right underneath me.
The Spelljammer video was good.
Spelljammer is for losers.
Have some joy, Bear.
Yeah.
Come on.
Just play Star Wars and quit pretending.
We've scared him off.
Oh dear. This is going horribly. By design. But at least it's horribly by design.
Wait, Brian, when did you do a Spelljammer video?
It's his most recent one.
It doesn't air until tomorrow.
Oh, doesn't
It doesn't air till tomorrow.
But you've got like 1,000 members now.
Well, so I've got, so Patreons don't get it early. Only YouTube members do. I've yet to figure out how I can push it over to Patreon early.
You have to download it and then upload it to Patreon.
That's stupid.
Well, that's what you think.
It's extra steps.
Yeah, it is.
I know there's stuff I don't do because it's extra steps.
Putting on pants.
Putting on pants.
Doing pre-recorded videos, that's me. I used to do pre-recorded videos, and then I discovered the easiness of just turning on the camera and talking the same shit I would in a pre-recorded environment.
I do both. Do you guys realize I have actually done a YouTube short every single day this year, except for Sundays?
And that's how you got 5,000 extra subscribers this year.
I think it probably is.
When I was trying to get monetized and hit 1,000 subscribers, I was posting a short every single day. It was like a 30-second, like just a little. It wasn't even long enough to do a full like rotation of the miniature that I had painted, but I did that for like, I did that pretty much every day for a year, mixed in like a few others. And then as soon as I hit 1,000, I basically stopped doing shorts. I really should go back to doing it.
Yeah, I mean, all things considered, I mean, it's so I'm looking at my analytics right now. From the first day of this year, January 1st to today, I've seen 1.5 thousand subscribers. So
like new ones?
New ones, yeah.
Yeah, it was the shorts.
How do you do that? How do you find that out? I can't figure out YouTube Studio at all. I'm like old man with brain when it comes to YouTube Studio.
So, okay, so what I did is go into
Analytics?
Sorry, analytics.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
And then what I look at is you've got your first panel that says overview, content, audience. Click content.
Yeah. I'll click content.
And then it shows all videos, shorts, live posts. I just tap the shorts panel.
I don't care about that. I've only had 900 reviews on my shorts.
So go to
all
live.
videos. I'll go live.
Or all,
okay.
yeah, either way.
Just gonna go all videos, yeah.
And then in the upper, I guess, kind of right underneath where it says advanced mode, you've got that little drop down that you can designate days.
So I selected 2024. How do I see how many new subscribers I got? Oh, here it is, subscribers. I picked up 127 from live streams, 233 from videos, and 3 from shorts.
I've got no new subscribers from live.
I've gotten 40.
I've seen your live videos. I'm not surprised. Oh, come on, Brian. Fight a little bit, man. Jesus.
See,
when you do
it's
that,
me painting
when I take a shot at you and you don't say anything, I feel like I'm kicking a puppy.
No, I'll admit my painting videos, like it's just me painting and BSing with whoever shows up in chat. The new thing, the deep dives, that I really want to see what that does. That I'm paying a little bit more attention to.
Terribly, because I'm on with you and no one knows who I am.
Actually, no, the funny thing is, actually, like everyone says that the dynamic between us is actually really good and they really like it.
Yeah, but homosexuality is banned in the Mormon church, so
that's very true. That is very true. However,
we'll just have to keep this bromance.
Exactly. Bromance only.
I believe I have the ick.
no, but again, I've been pushing really hard to get feedback on it, just to see what people think. Get moving in a good direction. Make sure that it's making sense, that like because literally I would tell people, I don't care about, I don't want to, I'm not worried about the content. Don't focus on that. Tell me what you thought about how we interacted with each other. Is the pacing fine? Things like that.
Oh, you'll do a lot better with Max Liao.
I think if I asked him, he'd have a heart attack.
What the fuck?
Jello wrestling.
So getting Max Liao onto videos is really hard. He wants to, but he's always so busy working on his channel that he never has time to do anything.
Yeah. Like it's got to be like a special event where he'll go somewhere else. And I don't think it's anything malicious. It's literally just the way that he focuses on
I thought it was because he was an elitist fuck. I'm sorry. My apologies.
No,
I'm joking. Fuck.
I've got
clearly.
no. I mean, I'm just saying. I got him on the 4-Color Cafe, so clearly he's shown up there.
Yes, you are the reason the hate crew showed up on my channel. Thank you again, Brian.
Yeah, well,
I had a perfect run of 100% likes with hundreds and hundreds of views. It was brilliant. Then you brought Max Liao into my world, and that legion of myth hate slept right in, and now now I'm OCD if I drop under 90% approval. I'm like, why? Why am I in the 80s? What's going on?
I don't know. Maybe it's Bear, because I don't get that kind of hate on my videos.
Nobody watches your videos, Brian.
That is not true. Not many people watch, but people watch.
I actually missed when I had about 1,000 subscribers, right around that point when it was just monetized. It was like a beautiful little community, and everyone was getting along just fine.
Was that before I came along?
Yeah. But you're not the problem.
I could be a problem.
No, sweetheart. You could be a little troll shit disturber. There's a difference.
I still remember our first stream.
I still remember you saying cunt the minute I walked away from my camera.
I remember how much Stacks laughed.
Would you rather that or discussing who to eat first when you resort to cannibalism?
Well, let me put it this way. Say what you want about Mr. Boivin and his craziness. At least he talks and engages and doesn't just sit there staring at the camera.
Thought I was going to get called out for a second, but
it could have been me too. I don't know.
Yeah, all right. So yeah, you eat them first, but do you sodomize them first? Like that's what you'd bring to the conversation, Sarah.
Well, I mean, you could add some flavor, don't you?
That's for the spice. We rub Vegemite on the soft bits. I haven't had enough coffee. This bullshit.
Well, on that note, I'm actually going to have to bounce.
Oh, you going to church, little boy?
I am.
Well, damn it. What am I going to... Oh, never mind. I got it.
What?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I was hoping he'd finish it, but oh well.
Well, no, I mean, I think Brian with gaming ADHD is going to stay in the chat for a bit.
Uh-oh. He just changed his name, Brian.
It's been like that for an hour. You're just not noticing. And I've also got a blue background, so come on.
I noticed the blue background. I didn't know she changed your name as well.
I now officially understand that as a child, you were the I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you kind of child. I have to go because in 10 minutes I'm going to be on the guy who actually invites me to his streams.
Oh my god, bitch, fine. I'll invite you next time.
No, whatever. I don't care. Fuck you. I hate you. I hate this family. I'm going to join the circus.
Care.
What? I'm sorry. What was that, traitor?
What do you mean, traitor?
I'm going to do a show on Wednesdays because fuck the Four Color Cafe, which I helped.
What do you?
And gave me shit over when I thought I would take a break from it.
You didn't say you were taking a break. You said it was done and it was over.
That's not true because Cody and I have completely different remembrances of we're taking a break, and when we come back, we got to redesign the show. Shall we go into the Discord chat that is the group chat between you, me, and Cody and show people what we discussed?
Okay, it's probably in there, but again, I don't remember that. The last thing I remember was I'm done. This is done. We've tapped out all of the topics. That's how I remember it.
To reformat the show. There was a whole extra part of that conversation you just tuned out.
Don't forget, people like to have conversations when I'm sleeping, and I don't always catch up. Anyhow, I'm going to go get my shower now.
Thank God you're not in charge of your nation's defenses because you'd be at war.
We'd be
France
conquered.
clearly said, fuck us. No, they didn't. Yes, they did. They said a whole bunch of stuff after, and they told us they love us. Nope, I heard fuck us. That's it. Destroy France.
Anyhow, you all have a wonderful day. Seraphis, enjoy sleeping, theoretically. Kids are going to wake up early.
I've got to be up in 6 hours anyway.
What, Bear?
Give my regards to Jesus.
I will. I'll say hello to him on your behalf. But anyways,
Thank you.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye. And I got to go too because I got to go jump over with Eli now. Sorry.
Don't worry, I'll just stick around here with T and Tori.
Tori left.
No, I didn't.
Pay attention to your chat. She left.
I'm right here.
Oh, fuck off. Oh. I clearly see now that I'm leaving the brain trust in charge.
Don't worry, we won't sell the homeworld.
Sell the what?
The homeworld. Babylon 5. There were meant to be trade negotiations going on between the Centauri Republic and the Nan regime, and eventually Londo and Jakar had to go away, and they had their attaches design the
Accord.
Yeah, and they left the instruction: don't give away the homeworld to each of them. So yeah, it's not as fun when I have to explain.
I gotta go. Bye. Take care. It's always lovely seeing you two, but now I need therapy.
Good luck with that. So how are you doing, Tori?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm drinking coffee today, not whiskey, with ice.
Well, I don't drink coffee or whiskey. I can't drink whiskey. It keeps trying to kill me.
It can, yeah.
I've had to go to the hospital twice now after having whiskey.
Are you limiting how much, or is it just like...
It's less than a teaspoon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm something in the 2 different types of whiskey I've had this year has sent me to the hospital.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah.
I do have apple juice.
Well, I've got Pepsi Max too. So how have you been?
I have been.
Yeah.
That's the extent.
Yep.
No, I just go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say because yeah, I really enjoyed the Spelljammer video.
It was interesting. Like I said, it was one that just kind of recently cropped up at the table, and that was always one of my big complaints with the 5th edition version is there's no rules for space combat, and I really did like the rules for that you found in second edition. But shit, I can't remember 20 something pages of rules. And I was just kind of flipping through those old books, the white books, and came across that the aerial combat, and I was like, "Oh, this is simple. This is easy. I'll just kind of use a version of this," and it's been working good, real good.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I don't know if yeah.
Well, I was going to say, how does I don't know that Tales of the Valiant even tackles it, but I know that there is, and I know that Monty Cook stuff doesn't specifically have like Spelljammer, but it's got like elements of sci-fi in their setting. So how do they resolve that kind of stuff in a fantasy setting? Like,
basically, it refers you to their vehicular combat section. Because you've got two types of vehicle engagement, basically encounter, where it's like a car-sized vehicle or a cart-sized vehicle, and then you've got something that would be bigger, like a big ship or something, and yeah, that one, it does give you options that, like, you can basically have one person at the table be the one rolling for things, but like the group kind of talks about what they want to do for the action, or it promotes the alternate version of basically doing the bridge setup. So like Star Trek style, you're the command crew on the bridge. I personally find the bridge style to be a lot more engaging.
I agree, and that's the one part that I've yet to really tackle. Because I would really like to do, and my thought process is going all over the map right now. I would really like to be able to come up with a good way with Spelljammer for there to be, the players have their ship, and then there's 5 other ship factions, and it's just one big battle. Now, there was a game that Games Workshop did years ago called Battlefleet Gothic.
Oh yeah,
and that is actually what we would use, is that rule set. It's still, although that was a lot of like technological sci-fi, like advanced year sci-fi, but that was the core rule set that we would use for ship to ship battle with Spelljammer. And it was just so complex, so convoluted that, I mean, it was fun, but it lost a lot of that fantasy D&D style role play. And that's what I've been chasing after, is some way to incorporate, because when I say I play D&D, I mean, that's just what we call it. And you and I have talked about that in the past.
Yeah.
But largely, if you sit down at my table, you're not going to recognize, Dungeons and Dragons. It's fantasy role play is what we do. And I use a mishmash of a lot of other systems in my games at my table. And that's one that I've always been chasing after, is how could I competently create a space battle that is set up good for Spelljammer? And second edition does it. I mean, it paints it well, but it's almost too detailed. Like there's almost too much, too many rules to keep up with. I want something a little more simplistic, but still captures that feeling of fantasy.
May I direct you to the Monty Cook white book that you have called The Stars of Fire?
Okay.
You can adapt your pre-existing movement system and use the mass vehicle system from that. If you want, I can pull up which page in particular that is. But yeah, that one might be an option because it doesn't seem like it's a very fleshed out, useful idea, but it's actually got a lot of fun to it. I'm not explaining myself very well. Let me get the bloody stop being sensitive.
I mean, it looks like it would actually be really cool and fitting because it does also include like futuristic stuff
Hmm.
in their system. I'm looking at it right now, Stars of Fire, and I have always wanted to do kind of a nod, if you will, to hold on.
Oh, it's page 47. That's what I'm looking for.
I've always wanted to do kind of a nod to the Expedition to Barrier Peaks, where you're going inside a UFO basically.
Yeah.
And I always thought that it would be neat to have my Spelljammer or have my party that's running their Spelljammer ship cross paths with said UFO over Greyhawk space, and, you know, and shoot it down basically, and it crashes into the mountains, and then they just go off about their business. But that's what kickstarts that Barrier Peaks years later.
Yeah.
You know, they'll discover it, but I always wanted to do that kind of tie-in, and it looks like Stars of Fire. I mean, because it includes aliens, robots, starships. That could be a very easy way to incorporate it.
But as I said, like, if just going on wanting something that's a little bit more lighter and a little bit more quicker to run in terms of the vehicle combat for a Spelljammer, I mean, yeah, that was going to be my go-to, because I swear to God, trying to jerry-rig Descent into Avernus's vehicle rules and vehicle modifications with Ghosts of Salt Marshes ship rules and modifications into Spelljammer, I was getting such a headache, but I was trying to make it work. And and then freaking Dragonlance comes out, and I'm just like, I'm done. Flip.
Yeah. I mean, and I know a lot of people are like, well, why should I fix something that WotC can't write? You know, I mean, I don't see it that way. The way I see it, we've been homebrewing the shit out of D&D since day one. I don't care what they put in there. I'll use probably 15-20% of it, and the remaining 80 to 85% of it is completely on my shoulders to rip apart and rearrange in a puzzle that works for me and my table. I'll be honest with you, that's the way it is almost with any system out there. Whether it's a Monte Cook game, whether it's a Mort board game, whether it's even Monopoly. I mean, you know, we when you play Monopoly, you know, do you throw money in the middle, and if you land on free parking, you whoever lands there gets all that money?
Yeah.
That's homebrew.
Yeah.
That's not in the rules. In fact, the rules specifically say don't do that. Fuck the rules.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you do that each time you finish a loop around the board?
Yeah. But the money stays in the pot until someone lands on free parking. So I mean, if you end up going 15 times around the board and you land on, you know, got to pay taxes, that money goes in the pot. You land on free taxes again, that money goes in the pot. So I mean, potentially somebody could get, you know, $2,000-$3,000.
Yep. That's how we do it.
We've oh, you landed on Boardwalk, you don't have enough money to pay the rent? Let's work something out.
Yep, we do that too.
I mean, I'm talking like, you know, just go get me a soda. Yeah.
You're nicer than we are then. I've got fingers still. People owe me.
But I mean, yeah, any game out there. I mean, we're not we're never going to use the rules as written. Come on. I mean, the only time I'll use it as rules as written to play a game is if I go to a casino and I'm playing poker or something like that.
Oh, so what's it going to be like for you running this trial 2024 game?
It's going to be hard because I will be using I will be using the 2020, and we will not deviate from what the rules state. And I'll be honest with you, it is going to be very difficult for me. Very difficult because I mean that temptation to alter something, it's just there. It's always going to be there.
Oh yeah, I know. In the player handbook, the 2024 one, does it have the spell Witch Bolt?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Hold on, I gotta turn my sun on. I can't see. Ooh, that's too bright. It does.
Yes, that go into my not stolen PDFs.
And I've got the actual book. So yeah, so Witch Bolt. What did you want to know about
it? How much has it changed from the 2014 edition?
I believe it has. I can't recall exactly what the 2014 version states.
Yep, that's why I was trying to find it as quickly as possible, but it is... Oh, this is a wordy book. Witch Bolt, here we are. First level evocation spell.
Yep.
Casting time,
same.
1 action, range 30 feet.
This is a range of 60 feet.
Oh, okay. Components, VSM.
Yeah, this specifies that the material component is a twig that has been struck by lightning.
Yep. Duration concentration up to 1 minute.
That's the same.
Yep. Beam of crackling blue energy lances out toward a creature within range, forming a sustained arc of lightning between you and the target. Make a ranged spell attack against that creature. On a hit, the target takes 1d12 lightning damage.
Okay, hold on right there. I'll read my first paragraph.
Yep.
A beam of crackling energy lances towards a creature within range, forming a sustained arc of lightning between you and the target. Make a ranged spell attack against it. On a hit, the target takes 2d12 lightning damage. So they've increased it by 1d12 damage.
For a first level spell?
Yeah.
Oh, that don't... that's gonna...
Then, is there more on yours?
Yep. And
Okay.
on each of your turns for the duration, you can use your action to deal 1d12 lightning damage to the target automatically.
Yeah, so this says on each of your subsequent turns, you can take a bonus action to deal 1d12 lightning damage to the target automatically, even if the first attack missed.
It doesn't say anything about if the first attack missed. The spell ends if you use your action to do anything else. The spell also ends if the target is ever outside the spell's range or if it has total cover from you.
Yeah, so this says the spell ends if the target is ever outside the spell's range or if it has total cover from you. Not if you do. So if you do anything else, I guess the spell doesn't end.
And then, yeah, at higher levels, you gain an additional 1d12.
Yeah, that's the same.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, I mean, it's changed a touch.
First level spell shouldn't
be that powerful.
2 die. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like that. I really wish they would go back to caster level for making spells more powerful as well, because that would solve a lot of problems with them trying to do this kind of stuff, and also go back to properly using feats, like instead of just, I mean, 3.5 got out of control with feats, but
Yes.
there's a middle ground between basically nothing or a variant rule that 2014 had and the out of control nature of 3.5.
Mm-hmm. I think 4th edition kind of tackled it, honestly, with a good balance. But there were so many other things wrong with 4th edition that I think that balance got heavily skewed because there were other elements that threw that balance off. But as far as the feats themselves go and what you had access to, I think 4th edition did a good balance of it. And then, of course, 5th edition, the 2014, severely watered down the feats, but also kind of incorporated feats into subclasses that weren't universal, like the feats weren't universal that anybody could get access to. And I don't know.
I'm liking how. Oh, yep.
No, I was just gonna say that's why I homebrew stuff, because
I am liking. I am liking how the player's handbook for Tales of the Valiant is handling talents. You've got that option to pick up an ability score improvement, one, as well as getting a talent. So there's always that ability that it doesn't feel like you're lagging behind if someone else wants to double up.
Right.
But talents aren't giving you more aren't giving you multiple. I'm keeping an eye on you,
You should.
aren't giving you like a stack of powers at once. They're just kind of giving you one, maybe like something passive that's very, very small, So that's what I'm liking about the Tales of the Valiant talents, because so far they're feeling like a good in between. But
right,
I mean, apparently Labyrinth is going to introduce a few more talents, but I'm hoping they're not going to go too heavy on. I'm hoping it's just kind of variety based on like the theme of what Labyrinth is going to present. Like, it's not going to be every time there's a new book, oh, here's like 100 more talents.
Right. Yeah, I mean, at a certain point, it just becomes so oversaturated, and I mean, listen, I'm a fan of options. I don't see anything wrong with options, but at a certain point, with too many options, I'll liken it to kind of Magic the Gathering. They have got so many cards out there that any new set that comes out, they're rushing this kind of stuff out so fast that they've not had a chance to play test this set with the 150 that came before it. And there's always going to be somebody that sees a correlation between this card and these two cards from 20 years ago that the playtesters that created this new set never thought about, and it's going to make that one deck so overpowered. Same thing with feats. There's going to be, when they release a book of 100 feats, they're not thinking about all of the other ones that had come before it, and there's always going to be somebody that's going to see that one feat that's of this new 100 that just came out. They're going to pair it with these other two feats that their character has, and it's just going to severely break that character. And I get, folks want to have the biggest, best out there. I get that. But at a certain point, the current argument right now is that 5th edition 2025 has become too video game it's too much like trying to play a video game. And to an extent, I mean, that's kind of the way it is, you know. I'm not. I don't want to play a video game. If I want to play a video game, I just go play, Baldur's Gate 3, for example. And that's not what I want to play at my table. I want to play a role playing game. So we focus less on the dice rolling mechanic element of it. That's still there, but we just focus less on that and concentrate more on the role playing aspect of it. That's why it's going to be difficult for me to run a 5th edition 2025 next year. But I mean, I've got a few months to get intimately familiar with the rule set and try to get my mind into that mindset. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Starting next year it'll be Tuesdays for me, but it'll be Monday evenings for you guys over there. Since my kids are going to be at preschool, I'll have free time then to be able to start looking into doing other stuff. And something I had thought about would be giving you the chance to experience a Cypher game.
Yeah. Oh, I'd check it out.
I know Bear's not going to join in, but yeah.
And see, I guess that's one of my issues is, and maybe it's not an issue, but I don't have a bias against any game system. Likewise, I don't have a love lust for any one specific system. Now, the majority of the books I have are all Dungeons and Dragons, but that's also because, I mean, a lot of it, I don't have to pay for, because I get review copies. But I mean, I'm just as attracted to, Pirate Board for that matter, to the Cypher system. I mean, I like playing different games, and I like to check out the different styles of games that are out there. I gravitate naturally towards D&D just because I know that system backwards and forwards as someone who runs it. Now, someone who plays it, I'm open. I'm interested in playing pretty much any game out there.
Yeah. I mean, I think I said on other Brian's first stream that we did for the Eberron stuff, like my first introduction to TTR, well, the tabletop hobby wasn't even D&D. Technically, my first role-playing game was Shadowrun. So, going to D&D and kind of seeing how that operated was very different, but it was a nice learning experience. But like for my group, we gravitated back to Shadowrun. But, we also got around to playing like Vampire the Masquerade, or in my case, I was a mage. We had lots of fun playing, trying out different games and stuff because, every time you learned something, you could bring something back to the game that you liked going back to.
Right.
I'm feeling like that's what you do in, your D&D game.
It is. It's exactly what I do. Yeah. And I mean, it just gets so, I mean, honestly, it is very bastardized from what anyone else would really consider to be D&D. I do have one that leans a little bit more towards the core D&D rule set. I have one game that I run, but I have another one that is, you'd never know it. I mean, we've got laser guns. We've got, we've have alien. I mean, they've encountered aliens and predators, for God's sakes. I mean, Terminators have been in it. I think there's been a brush or two with Colonial Marines from Warhammer 40K. But it's for the most part, I mean, it's fantasy style, but it's just whatever sounds interesting at the time. That's what we kind of cater towards and play.
Yeah. And I think that's one of my big problems when trying to Well, I think that's what initially drove the wedge between me and the 5e community that I kept trying to interact with, that they didn't want to try other things. Like, there was D&D, why would I need anything else?
Mhm.
And it's like, well, no, you can come back to like 5e if you want. That's fine. Like, but like, you're complaining, and I've used this example a lot because I've heard it so many freaking times. But like, I want to run a mystery, but like the cleric comes in with Speak with Dead, and now they know where to go. And it's like, okay, here's Sandy Peterson's Abominations book for Call of Cthulhu. Give one of these chapters in particular a read, and you'll know exactly how to do that now. Like, oh, but it's for modern day stuff. And it's like, yeah, it's for modern day stuff where someone can just pull out a phone and have a library information at their fingertips. That's a bit like scrying, isn't it? Or,
Yeah, exactly. And that
comprehend
I think
languages.
I think you hit on a very excellent point. What's the saying? At a certain point, magic is indistinguishable from technology.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's exactly right. I mean, I pick up my cell phone. I mean, how is this not me casting a scry spell to learn something? I mean, that's exactly what it is. The issue is, and how I would resolve that is, okay, so you're going to ask a specific question. I'll use Google as the undead that I just cast Speak with Undead on. I type a question into Google, and I'm going to get 1.89 million answers. Okay.
Yes.
You sure you want to speak with Dead? Okay. You're about to get a whole lot of answers.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one will be relevant to what you're actually asking, but probably not.
And, in the example in that Abominations book, there's the possibility that depending on what the investigators roll, it could alert the horror that's part of this adventure and send them misinformation or send them a quote unquote eldritch spyware that hooks into their phone and starts tracking them everywhere. And it's like, this is why if you don't branch out, you're not going to learn things.
Right. And that's exactly what I do. I mean, that's exactly why I choose to play other games, because there are little nuggets and ideas that I steal from those games that I then incorporate back into my own table. And I just think it makes it a much more robust, a much more fun experience for everybody. And all the more bonus points, like when I throw in like a popular culture reference, all the more fun when the player recognizes that, and they get this grin on their face like, oh shit, I see what you're doing. That's awesome. That's fun.
I can't remember what the last one I did in any of my games, just because we've basically been on hold since the kids. But like a good example though that's going on in the 3.5 game that I'm a player in though, so we're infiltrating a ice giant stronghold, right? And at one point we had disguised ourselves with a glamour illusion, and the wizard had cast speak languages on himself so that he could speak giant to the other giants. And they asked him what clan he was from, like, what party he was from. And he goes, I'm from Clan Ghost Bear. And they're like, I don't think there's a Clan Ghost Bear. And he's like, because he ended up rolling not badly, but not enough, just under the DC. And so like they were questioning him. I was like, oh, sorry, I meant Snow Raven. We got absorbed like about a month ago. And they're like, and made another roll. And the DM's like, you got that one. And it's like, oh, okay. Oh, yeah. And like ushered us on to like the next area. And it's like, for anyone who doesn't get it, that's a Battletech reference. Both of those are clan Battletech names. But like we've done like BattleTech references, like, and this is just in the 2.5 years I've been playing. We've done BattleTech references. We've done a couple of Shadowrun references. We've done a Call of Cthulhu reference. And God knows how many nods back to earlier Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah.
Like just the stuff to just have fun with it, you know? And
Well, and that's the bottom line is have fun. If you're not having fun, what is the point?
And I mean, I'll complain about how long it takes with 3.5, but at the end of the day, we're having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Even if it is taking absolutely forever, it's a lot of fun because it's fun hanging out with these people. It's fun. Like, and I think that was something else that you were talking about with like people want to have the best player character, but like in our game, we've got 2 fighters. One of them's a chronic drunk, and the other one is his son, who's a stone child. I don't know if you remember what they are, but they're kind of
No.
If Goliaths were part earth elemental.
Okay.
And basically he did the tango with no pants with a earth genie, and 9 months later his kid got thrown out of a cliff at him and saying, he's yours now, raise him. So that's how he ended up joining the party. And it was every time I get to hear that story, it's never not funny. But yeah, like, you know, they are really, really good at like one swing, and a lot of things have lost a lot of HP. But
Right.
we have to keep an eye on them because one good roll on a charm, and they are trying to kill us now. And that is absolutely hilarious. Like they are good at being frontline infantry. They are not good at everything else because that's the design of our party. We're
Right.
you know, arranged to complement each other. And then, you know, the DM was like, hey, play an artificer. And I'm like, I gave you other options. Like, no, play an artificer. Okay, I will drop the nuclear bomb then. Fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't. I wish I didn't end up developing this absolute hostility towards 5e community, but I don't know what their aversion is to just learning how things can be done. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really understand the mindset there either. I enjoy. I mean, I understand the enjoyment of the game. I understand that. I get that. You know, you're hanging out with like-minded people. You're playing a system that you get enjoyment out of. I understand all of that. But this goes. I mean, I think it goes back even further than just simply 5e. I mean, it goes back to. I mean, hell, I can remember playing D&D at the store, and there was a rift. I mean, a major rift between role players versus miniature pushers, and even that between playing card games, Magic the Gathering, or Pokemon or whatever. And there was a very clear divide between those 3 types of gameplay. I never saw it. I mean, when I say, I mean, I saw those divides. I never fit into either one of those categories because I played role-playing games. I played Magic the Gathering. I played Warhammer Fantasy 40K. I did all that stuff. And I got enjoyment out of all 3 of them. I ultimately had to shift my play style and my playing over to role-playing games for one very specific reason. I didn't have the money anymore. And, because card games, I mean, there's a reason it's called cardboard crack. You always want, you got a thrill and a rush from opening a blind pack and wondering if you're going to get that next really cool card.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the money to pay it to keep sustaining that. Warhammer, miniatures. Oh my God. I mean, one blister pack for $20, one miniature, and then you had to paint it and all that. Oh my God. I mean, it was just so expensive. But with role-playing games, all you really need is a pencil, some paper, dice, and your imagination. You don't need any books. You don't need any supplements. You don't need a screen. All of that stuff is all extra. And it's kind of something that Tori had said a while ago, I think in maybe even the last stream that you did last week, was she's never read the Dungeon Master's Guide. Even Jenny D has stated that, she ran the game for years without running it or without reading the book.
Yeah.
And I 100% agree that you can absolutely do that. You don't have to run or read the book cover to cover in order to competently run a role-playing game. And that was the reason that I shifted over to playing role-playing games, because I didn't have to spend any money doing it. I've since started collecting books up just to, fill out a collection, but yeah, that's my thought on that.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand, completing a collection too, because when I started collecting 5th edition Shadowrun, well, their 5th edition Shadowrun, because other games have 5th editions too. Yeah, like I was able to start collecting from the beginning, and so I've got the entire collection of 5th edition Shadowrun. And even though, like, it bugs me to hell that, they got rid of, they changed up the magic system so that it's not as fluid and customizable as it used to be. But apparently the 6th edition has gone back to kind of being how it used to be with that. But it annoyed me that they had done that, but at the same time, I kind of saw my opportunity to actually collect an entire edition, have all like the story elements there, all that, everything that was happening in that edition. And because Shadowrun, every new edition, they basically jump ahead about 10 years every time. It allowed me to have a segment of time for Shadowrun as a complete thing on my bookshelf. So even if I hate what they did with the magic system and stuff, I absolutely love that I've now got that on my table,
Right.
So yeah.
Well, and it gives you something to reference, I mean, being open to incorporating other elements from other games into a system. It's, to me, I see it all as reference material.
I mean, I would say since collecting up 3rd edition D&D, there is a lot I would probably change up about how I would have run 5e. But like at the time, I was only collecting up the Eberron stuff, and I wasn't really thinking of applying it to modern D&D, just because, your saves were different, this was different, that was different. I was like, I didn't want to. I'm already homebrewing my home game. I don't want to add more homebrewing to homebrewing my home game. But like just having the reference stuff from Eberron there, the magic item, especially the magic items. The magic items in Eberron are just insane. I hope we get to cover them at some point.
How many books out is that? Or is that in the core book that y'all are currently moving through?
There is a whole section, like 10, 20 pages of magic items in the core rulebook. But I would love to get to Magic of Eberron, because that's where the fun stuff, begins to happen, because like you've got the artificer specific magic items,
Right.
the one that gives you one or two more pairs of hands.
That
I'm
would
going
be
to
handy.
Oh, very handy.
I mean,
And
I
onto
could
your
do this
tricks.
and nobody would know.
Nobody would know. It's just a spare hand.
It's just a spare.
But yeah, I really would enjoy talking about that kind of stuff. Or really would enjoy being able to have brought that stuff into my home game. But like, again, even if the Artificer had worked in 5th edition, which in my opinion it doesn't work in 5th edition because it's not a crafter at all. They gave him spells as well, and it's like, no.
Right.
This is why I like the TOV version. But
Yeah.
but yeah, it just.
Have you seen anything in TOV that has been like that you could almost kind of directly correlate to Eberron?
I'm in the Mechanist, 100%.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Fair enough. That's true. Yeah.
So far, the magic items have just been the stock standard stuff.
Sure.
But a few of because I was watching. Crap! I will say the channel's name. Give me a second. Because they are awesome, and I want to reference them. GM Toolbox.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about Labyrinth. I was literally just looking at it. The Labyrinth stuff on Kickstarter at the moment, and was talking about what was going to be in the the world setting book, the adventure book, and there's basically going to be new magic items specifically designed by Kobold Press, so they are, for intents and purposes, going to be new ones. But in that section, they're kind of showcasing off what other realms and stuff they're going to be adding, and one of them really came off like I think it was called the Realm of Portals or the World of Portals or something like that, and it really comes off like a Mechanist's haven, basically.
Not sigil.
Huh?
Not it doesn't come off as sigil.
No, not sigil like at all.
Okay.
Because it talks about like making keys and creating magic and things like that, and the terms it uses makes it sound like kind of like Mechanus in a way. Mechanus.
Okay. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that realm, but like blown up to kind of be like a part of the overarching cosmos instead of just like a realm in one world's setting.
Gotcha.
And like this is the place where magic items, the ideas of magic items happen and things like that. And yeah, like some of the book's going to be covering all this stuff, but to me it sounded like that this would be a great thing for a Mechanist, and I'm really hoping they have some creative fun with designing magic items for it, because like one of the things that is mentioned is keys that can open up portals, and immediately my brain went, oh, like the silver key of portals.
Right. So I'm really thinking, and we talked about this in a past stream. I can't remember which one it was, if it was one of yours or somebody else's, but I'm really thinking that I'm going to have a major shift in my own homebrew game, that it is an arcanist, a Mechanist, or a what's the D&D equivalent? I'm trying to
Artificer.
Thank you, Artificer. Jesus, Brian, come on. I'm really thinking that I'm going to have one that has figured out time travel and goes back in time to craft up every magic item that has ever existed. Or maybe it's a guild of artificers or mechanists, whichever your chosen name is. Go back in time and they create every magic item known to exist. And from that point, they will they'll get the artificer themselves will get completely lost to time, but the artifacts and magic items will persist throughout the years. And then you'll have folks like Elminster or Mordenkainen or Tasha or Baba Yaga, whatever, locate these items and tinker with them, figure out how they work, and end up naming them after themselves, claiming that they made them, but really they found them. And I think that's what I'm going to start twisting my homebrew into. I really like that concept.
Yeah. It's gone 1 a.m., so I need to wrap up.
You just end the show. Come on, don't give warning. Just do it.
No, because we got to start the show. We've had our pre-stream.
Oh, right, okay. I forgot.
Yes.
That's the pre-stream.
Yes.
Give the intro.
Welcome to Talking Drek, where, we talk a lot of shit.
And the points don't matter.
And the points don't matter. I am Game Masters, and I'm joined here with Seraphis. We had Bear, the Gen X GM, and Brian from Gaming with ADHD on earlier. And
it's too bad they couldn't join us after the pre-show.
Yeah. I mean, it happens though, so yeah. Yeah.
So what's the topic you had today? What did you want to talk about today?
Well, it's kind of funny because I was